5 super easy things to make from thrifted items or things you have hanging around the house, and a few nice new bits as well, just to jazz them up a little bit. Right, no time to chat, let's get crafting. I got this napkin holder for 50p from the thrift store charity shop, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I brought it home, and as usual I looked at it, tipped it up the other way, turned it back to front, and decided that, I've got an idea for this. So let's get started on it, and the first thing we need to do is to pop some paint on it. So I'm going to use some homemade red chalk paint, and I think this is going to take a couple of coats. So here we are, it's painted, and that is 5 coats later, and it's still showing through, and there's a little bit of an indentation, so I'm going to use the other side. So you can see there's a big thumb mark there. I thought it was dry, stuck my thumb in it, and it wasn't. But I don't think that's a problem, because I'm going to be covering that up. So the first thing I want to do is to turn it upside down. Right, we'll be working from this angle on it. And I'm going to use this little Santa face that I got from the Graphics Fairy. Use some glue stick on it and stick it central, or as central as you can manage. Now this sort of thing, you probably won't get the same pattern as I got, but they are very common in thrift stores and charity shops, so I don't think you'll have any problem finding a napkin holder in this shape. So now I've got this gorgeous bric-a-brac. I love using this, and I'm going to put that all the way around the edge. Just using a bit of hot glue. Just so it's a neater edge, really. It doesn't desperately need it, but I don't like straight edges of paper. Cut a piece of balsa wood to fit the top of this. It's a bit scruffy, but that doesn't matter because we're going to cover it. I'm going to glue this bit of fabric onto the piece of wood. I'm sure you've done a much neater job than me, but just in case you haven't, just chop off any bits that are sticking out. And you're left with one of these. Stand your base on the pointy bit at the bottom, or the roundy bit, and let's get some serious glue onto this. If the bottom of yours is the right colour for what you're making, and it's got a very neat bottom, you don't need to do that. Now I'm going to bring in some fun bits and pieces. Take the hangers off anything that's got a hanger on it. Now you can see that this is like a rocking horse base. I'm going to decorate the top, but if I put too much on the one side, it's not going to sit straight. So you're going to have to make sure that anything heavy, if you can't match it in 2 places on opposite sides, you put it in the middle, which is what I'm going to do. So I've got my little nutcracker. And on he goes, and it's balanced up nicely. Next I've got some trees, so I'm going to take 2 identical trees and put one either side of my nutcracker. I'll lay this down and you may be able to see better. Let's try it out for balance. Yep, that's fine. And I'm going to stick the little ones on. Put these slightly forward of the other ones, and pushing into them a little bit makes it look more like a forest. I'm not so keen on my star idea now. I think they're too big. No, we'll leave those. I'm going to put some of these red cherries. Same again. Whatever you put on the one side, you have to put on the other side, otherwise it won't be even in weight and then it'll keep falling to the side. If you wanted to be really accurate, I suppose you could weigh all the things you were putting on one side, then all the things you were putting on the other side, get them very evenly matched, and then you know exactly what you were doing. I don't want to weigh, so I'm just putting identical things either side. And I don't know what I was thinking, putting those in a straight line. It didn't look very good at all. So now I'm adding a few little berries at the top. So it looks a little bit less like a row of berries. So that's it so far. And now I'm just going to simply finish this up with some more rickrack blade around there to hide the join. And then, because you know me, I'm going to add a bow. Any excuse for a bow. And now I've got a lovely Christmas rocker, and all from a napkin holder. Got my usual rash of hot glue on there, but I absolutely love that. And does it stand straight? Yes. Does it rock? Yes. Oh, I think that is so cute. Let me know if you're going to try making one of these. They are such fun. And you can put whatever you like on the top. It hasn't got to be a nutcracker. You can make a lovely forest display, or you could put some owls and woodland display. I'd love to hear what you're going to do. Right, let's see what this looks like up on my display. Quick and easy Christmas craft, I'm going to use this photo frame. I got it reduced to 25p or 20p in a charity shop. I've got some paper mache balls here that I picked up at a brocante in France. I've got some gilding polish. I just love using gilding polish. And a piece of fabric off the bottom of a shirt. So let's open up my frame. Take the back off. And then using my glue gun, I've barely got enough to cover my frame. I'm going to stretch it and make it work. And then trim around my backing board. It is surprising just how small pieces you can use on some of these crafts. So if you're running tight on materials, don't throw anything away until you're absolutely sure you're not going to use it. And then that will be hidden by the frame. Oh, that's a bit wonky, isn't it? Try to put yours on a little straighter than mine. Right, so we'll set this to one side. Don't panic, as I say, about that little bit. It's going to be fine. Out with my gilding polish. And then let's gild this frame. As usual, I've gone very heavy on the gilding polish just because I love it. Now put your backing board back into the frame and push down your little metal bits. Like that. As you can see, it is a bit like the waves of the sea. If, like me, you're forever making mistakes with your craft, use something that doesn't have a direction. It'll be much better because nobody will notice. Now I'm going to take my yellow ball, and attach that to the top. There. And that's now the star on the top of the tree. And now it's just a case of building a Christmas tree in a triangle shape. So the next layer will have 2, then 3, then 4. Now depending on what size frame you got will depend what size tree you can make. And I still need to put a trunk on yet, so I'm quite happy with that. If you've got a square frame, then you could probably take the tree right down to virtually the bottom. So I'm going to cut my trunk about there and pop that into place. Now this frame is a little bit plain, isn't it? So I think we just need to add a little bit of decoration, not a lot, but just enough to make it look really festive. As you can see, I've been trying lots of different bits and pieces. I wasn't sure what to put on, but I think I'm happy with a bow and some little jingle bells. So there we go. That was really quick, really easy, and I think that is very cute. What do you think? Do you think this would look better in a larger frame with a bigger tree, or do you like the little small design that I've made here? Right, let's see what this looks like up on my display. If you found anything useful or helpful so far, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and it would be great if you could subscribe. Right, let's get back to crafting. This is one of those quick and easy crafts that if you blink you'll miss it, and it's also an either you love it or you hate it craft. I personally love this because it's so easy. You can reproduce this in any size because one thing you'll need are some twigs. This is the size twigs I got to hand, but I'm going to make some bigger ones of these too. You'll want your twigs roughly the same size, but they can be knobbly, bumpy, lumpy, it really doesn't matter. See, mine are a bit messy. And I've got a little bit of decoration to go on the top. So the first thing we need to do is join these twigs together. So get them looking how you want them to look. If you want them all uniform, fair enough. I want mine to look like they've just been roughly gathered. And then I'm going to wrap this little piece of, I'm not sure what you would call them. It's like a Christmas tree branch. You can pick them up at Hobbycraft, Hobby Lobby, things like that. Or Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 10. So you've now got yourself a bundle of twigs. The next thing to do is make a shabby bow. These are so fun to make. Now this is a little bit thick really for the width I'm going for, so I'm just going to cut the one layer off on the side there, but I'm going to use that as well. So now I just layer my shabby bow in a crisscross fashion. It all together with a piece of twine or ribbon or whatever you want to use, wire, and floof it up a bit and decide which side you think is the prettiest. Yep, I think that's the prettiest. Glue your bow onto the top there. I was going to glue a poinsettia flower there, but I think that may hide too much of the bow. Oh no, I quite like it. I often get ideas, and then when I'm actually executing those ideas, I change my mind, but I think I like that. So I'm going to glue it. Plenty of hot glue. Put it above the bow there. Oh yes, I'm liking that. Now I think we need a little bit of evergreens sticking out around the outside. There it is, very quick, very simple to make, and also it's very reasonable because you can get your own raw materials by going for a walk in the woods. There is something else you can do, but I'm trying to keep this one very quick and easy, so it's something you can make last minute if necessary, and that is you can dab some little bits of white acrylic paint on here, or you can even add some glitter. Use some glue, blobs of glue, sprinkle some glitter, and that would add an even nicer dimension to it. If you like glitter. If you don't, then don't do it, because that glitter will be with you for weeks after Christmas. So let's see what this looks like up on my display.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town.
For this quick and easy craft, you'll need a lantern. Any lantern will do, and you can pick these up in any thrift store or charity shop at the moment, car boot sales, flea markets, because there are so many out there, they're so easy to find. Some mini Christmas baubles, or if you're going to use a huge lantern, big Christmas baubles, and a selection of ribbons. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet, and we'll probably use some foliage. Let's see how things develop. So the first thing to do is to open up your lamp and fill it with baubles. That's looking lovely already, but now we need to add a little bit of pizzazz. You can't beat a bit of pizzazz on a Christmas decoration. So I'm going to make a bow. I thought I could use this. Look at the glitter on that. I've got this red ribbon and this thinner gold ribbon and this pretty holly ribbon. Get my widest ribbon first, make a bow, pinch the middle like that, and then cut off the ends fairly equally. Then with my neck size ribbon, do the same sort of thing. It's a lot easier if you put these onto the floor. Let them unwind themselves, because otherwise they get in a knot. So you want a nice tail on there, and then a bow slightly smaller than the big bow up the other side, down to there, and then cut off this end. Make your one loop, make your other loop, and down we go. Chop it off, and just for the sake of being completely flamboyant, I'm going to add this one too. Make sure they're firmly scrunched. Get a pipe cleaner, put it around, and then making sure that your pipe cleaner is central. Pull the pipe cleaner and twist at the same time towards you. And if you've got any problems with your hands, once you've made a start, get yourself a pliers and hold it with the pliers. Now that just looks a bit of a mess, doesn't it? But we haven't floofed it yet. So now it's time for floofing. Oh yes, that's starting to look lovely. Put this bow out of the way, because now we need to make some extra tails. I do love some extra tails. Measure from the top of the lamp down and generously cut it to size. And do the same with the other ribbons. As many as you want to. You can make ridiculously flamboyant tails, or just one or two. Out with the pipe cleaners again. A little tip if you're trying to save a few pennies when you're crafting, which I think is really good to do. Try to use one side of the pipe cleaner. If you put it halfway, then you're throwing away two small bits. Whereas if you do that, then when you cut this bit off, You can use this bit to make another bow or tail. Take some florist wire and then attach this to the top of the lantern. Bring it around to the other side and then use it to attach the bow. Place the bow where you like the look of it. I was going to put it to the side, but I quite like it in the middle. And then glue yourself a nice floral or something similar to cover where the bow has been attached. So now you're to this point and you just need to trim off these tails. You can either trim them off all the same size or you can vary them. Just keep playing about with cutting your bow tails until you like the way they look. One thing I like to do is to vary the size of the dovetail. Now normally I just dovetail at a sort of 45-degree angle, but sometimes I go up a little bit further. Like that. I think it adds some interest. So this is my very quick and easy decoration you can use with a lantern you can pick up at virtually any thrift store or charity shop. You can play about with the bows, do what you like. You can even glue this standing up so that it can still be seen. That might be a nice idea too. You could pop a little robin on the side there to make it look extremely festive. I'm not going to though. I don't think robin suits the colour scheme. So let's go see what this looks like up on my display. Quick and easy craft, you can choose any fabric you like. I've chosen this lovely check gingham that's off a pair of pyjama bottoms and a fat quarter of white with red. I thought they were spots, but they're actually squares, and white with red spots. And 3 candy canes. I got these, I think it was 8 for 99p in one shop or other. I can't remember which one. So just chop off the hangers. And then you'll need to make some strips of fabric. Not very wide. I'd say about 2 centimetres. And don't cut it because it'll take you forever. Cut a little snip at 2 centimetres and then tear and listen to the wonderful noise. Using your glue gun, attach the fabric strips to your candy canes. It's a little bit fiddly to start, but don't panic, it gets easier. You don't need to add a lot of glue to these, it pretty much holds in place. But when I get about halfway down, I generally just add a little bit of extra glue. And then all the way down to the bottom. And finish it off. Now, how neat and tidy you do this is all dependent on how much time you want to spend doing it and how rustic you want this to look. I want these to look really rustic. And I'm also thinking of speed. But the main reason to like tear rather than cut is I do love the tatty look on this. It's like a real farmhouse country Christmas. So there's one done. Now to cover the other 2. As long as you're not in too much of a hurry, this is quite therapeutic and quite addictive. You'll end up with 1,000 covered candy canes if you're not careful. Especially if you've got lots of fabric you can choose from. To join your candy canes, you can either put them in a rough pile or you can decide where you want them to be and make them work for you. So I'm going to cover the side of this one with some hot glue. Put it next door to this candy cane. at a slight angle, like that. And then the next one at a slight angle again. So come down this side of the candy cane with some glue, and then at a slight angle out, fix it into place. Now I glue some ribbon on, as if it's the ribbon that's holding the candy canes in place. Make a bow and glue it in place. I usually use some ribbon for hanging things from trees or lace, something like that. For this one I'm going to use this, which is like a crochet cotton. I think it just looks better. I don't want anything taken away from the look of the beautiful candy canes. Glue it to the back of the centre candy cane and cover it up with some matching fabric. And look at that, for quick, easy, and I think so cute. I think that's really happy. It cheers me up. So let's see what this looks like up on my display. There, I'll put a link to other Christmas crafts that I've made. I'm sure you'll enjoy those too and find plenty of inspiration. Don't forget, when you're in those charity shops or thrift stores, check out things that you don't really know what you'll do with them, but you're sure you'll come up with something. I'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, have fun. Bye.